Okay, so while I'm here, I thought of two scenarios that maybe like I can tell you to help you understand things, because like there's misinterpretations. So I'm trying in like 50 different ways just to like explain things to you. Okay. So I have this memory. I don't know what planet, what time this was, but I remember being somewhere and just hearing there was this female who someone was pretending to be her, and they were gonna steal her castle and do all these evil things. And there's people in there redoing it, refurnishing this girl's castle, right? They're like trying to take over her castle. And remember, like I told you, we're not that bright, okay? Like it's not necessary for us. So I'm hearing this, and I know who I am, and I know who she is, but I'm still so mad. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, they're in there, they're doing what? Like, they're trying to take over a castle, and like, there's people in there painting, and I'm furious. And I go there, and I knock down the door, and so I open the door, and I look around, and I'm like, these are her males. So I didn't say that out loud, but I was like, I see her males in there with their paintbrushes, rollers, like repainting the place. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I turn around and I go home. Because, like, I'm not made for thinking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not so bright. It's not really beneficial for us. But I'm trying to put things into context for you, right? So I'm like, okay, who am I to interfere with your money line, right? Like, I'm not anyone to interfere with how you make money. You do that, I'm going to go back home, okay? Let people think what they want to think about what that scenario just happened. I'm going to go back home, and that's fine. I'm not worried anymore, okay? So that's one of them. Here's another one. So when they killed me one time on Earth, I woke up in Area 51. I don't know if I woke up in Area 51 on this Earth or on another Earth that looks like this Earth or another Earth that pretends to be this Earth. I don't know. But I woke up in Area 51. And Elon had to come and get me. And so I'm sitting there, and Elon comes, and I'm just like, I want to take a tour of this place. I want to see what's going on. And they're kind of like, they're super afraid of us, right? Yeah, so I think they thought that they were cloning our bodies or something like that. Or I don't know what they thought they were doing, making doubles. But I woke up in that body in Area 51. So I'm like, I want to take a tour of this place. I'm not leaving Area 51 without getting a tour. Hello? No. And I heard all the things that were going on there. So I was like, I need to take a tour. So Elon takes me, and so I'm just like poking around, and there's this guy that's coming with us, right? And he's scared, like he's like almost shaking, right? Like so scared. And I'm like, I want to go in here. And we go in, and there's like all these freezers, right? And I'm like, open this one. And he opens it. It's like axle body. And then I opened another one, and I'm like, it's another axle body. And then I'm like, open this one. And he's so scared. It's an axle body. And I'm like, can you not smell that? And he's like, oh, it had to be translated. Okay. So that was a body where I couldn't speak, which is interesting. So I don't know where that is. But so Elon like says to him, open it or whatever. And it's all these axle. Oh, no, sorry. Elon says, can't you smell that? And he's kind of like, well, we don't talk about it. I'm like, okay, you have all of her bodies in here stinking up the place, calling the entire freaking universe. I'm thinking this in my head. And okay. So he's there, and he's like shaking, and he's thinking like, oh my gosh, like we're so fucked, right? Like, and so we go into the next room. So he closes it all up, and we go into the next room, and there's all these, like, it looks like babies sleeping in, like, little incubators. There's, like, all these babies everywhere, and it looks like they were, like, growing them or something. And I'm looking at these babies, and I'm just like, how could you let her do this? And and he was, like, confused. He didn't understand what was going on. And I'm just like, oh, man. And then so, whatever, like, I go around. And I really shouldn't be there because, like, I'm not a male or a female, but I shouldn't be in other people's spaces, okay? Like, that's not a good thing. But my curiosity, like, had me, so I was like, I have to go explore. And then we go into another one, and they have, like, all these dead alien bodies, right? Like, I guess that they recovered. And I'm like, okay. And then he, like, I guess he was so afraid. Like, he didn't understand what was going on, but he was so, like, he thought we were mad, right? And I was, like, mad at first, but then I'm like, oh. I was like, okay. You're building an army of our kind? Sure, Jan. Sure. You just, who am I to interfere with someone's money making? You know, who am I? But I'm just curious because I'm nosy. And so he's there, and he's so scared, and he's like, I just want to show you something. And he's like, I don't know if you, like, want to see it, but or he didn't want to show me. He was just like, anyone who speaks out against what's going on, they cut them up, okay? And they show us. Like, they put one of my friends in this freezer. Like, they cut up one of my friends and put him in this freezer. And I'm just like, oh, I have to see him. And he's like, I don't want to show you. And I'm like, I have to see him, right? And so we go over, and sure enough, there's this guy, like, all cut up in this freezer, and he goes, that's my friend who tried to speak out against what was going on. And they cut him up, and they put him in this freezer. And then they took the body of our friend and paraded it around. And they told us, if you speak out against what we're doing, this will happen to you. And I'm just like, so Leo's not the devil, but that's fucked up. Like, that's scary, you know? And so he's sad, and, like, I understand his perspective, but I'm just wondering, it's not about speaking out. Like, something else, like, is there that we're missing? Like, he did something bad to deserve that, okay? So he's showing me this, and I'm like, right? Like, and then I heard that they were building this, like, maternity, so they wanted to sell these babies, the Axel babies, right? So they're building, like, a maternity, like, a birthing center in Area 51, right? So that they could, like, I don't know what they're doing, like, hooking up one of her bodies so that babies would be pushed out, and then they would sell them through this, like, little maternity thing. Like, it wasn't pretty or anything. It was, like, military grade, right? But it's, like, a birthing unit, and then you walk down, and there's, like, these little rooms, like, for people to come in and take the babies, right? So they don't see anything that's going on. They just sit and wait in the room, and then someone opens the other door and brings in a baby, and they leave, right? Like, so they were planning on selling the babies. Sure, Jan, sure. So I'm looking around, and then I walk outside, and I'm like, there's, like, a tarmac here, like, for, like, I don't know, aircraft, spacecraft, right? So I'm trying to give you examples of, like, what's going on, and it's not what you think is going on. Oh, maybe? Are you too stupid? Like, are you too retarded to get that? Like, the military is taking, you know, Nephilim, right? And they're I don't know, cloning them or birthing them, and then they're planning on selling them to go to other planets. Sure, Jan. Sure, that's what you're doing. I don't know what Earth that is. I don't think that's this Earth. I don't think that's anywhere near here. But they're in for a surprise of their life. But I just want to give you an example because I think the difficulty that I'm experiencing right now is a lot of this miscommunication stuff. Like, things are getting miscommunicated, right? So I want to go home, okay? I want to see reality. I want to go home. And the longer I stay here, the worse this is going to get. And Elon knows what happened. Like, Elon knows everything. Kimball knows what happened. They're not telling me. I'm sure there's like some reason. But we already know what happened. So can we just move forward? Like, can I just go home? Because you can't scam. It's only helping us. You can't scam us. You're just helping us. Like, at the end of the day, I can make this all stop and go home. So clearly there's a benefit for this to keep going. So you have to kind of work for me, to help yourself. You get it? Got to work for me to help yourself. So that we get it. So we can move on. Like, everyone's sitting here like, I want to take our position, and because they hear about us, right? Like, all the stories, like, they're misinterpreted stories, but they hear the story. They want that big adventure. You could be part of the big adventure. Like, why be the bad person in history that if you ever possibly get reborn, everyone's going to hate you? Why don't you be the person in history that gets to be part of this big, huge thing? Because there's never in history been this giant conspiracy against God before. Never. This is the biggest story that's ever taken place. So that you get it.